Well, this is Doug from at Tramp Traveler, the YouTube channel, and this is my 31st video of my shuttle bus build. And in this video, we're going to be looking at getting started on the solar system, the solar power system, batteries, such for my shuttle bus, and also I'm going to try to give you at the tail end of it a bit of the search that I've been doing for land down in Arizona. Now, in the last video, I was trying to test my batteries. I got 5 lithium batteries, and I was going to try testing them, for voltage, because some of them been stored for quite a while. I wanted to see, just how much they discharged over length of time. And my meter, it was screwed. Batteries were corroded up in it, and when I tried cleaning it up, it played dead. So I threw it in the trash and ordered a different meter, which is now here, but the video portion you're going to see here in a minute is actually being I'm checking the battery voltages just using my battery charger, which is not plugged in. I just hook it up to the battery, and it shows what volt the batteries are at. So let's jump right into this, and here's my chunk of that video. Okay, this is the first battery. That's at 13.2 volts DC, and it's showing that the battery is seeing that it's my battery charger is showing that it's 3 degrees centigrade here, which is pretty low. It's above freezing, but not much. Okay, now I'm going to show you the second one here. .1 volts, so that's good. I mean, it could stand a little bit of a charge, but I'm not going to do it, when it's this cold. I just wanted to make sure that they weren't getting too low, having set for quite a while. I'll move things up here a bit, get to the next one. That's hanging up here. Pardon the bouncing around. I don't want to have to keep stopping and starting the camera all these times. .2 volts. I'm liking that. So that's good so far. Now let's move a little bit here. In my last video, I was trying to measure the voltages, and 13.3, getting higher. And then the fifth one here. Come on, get over there. .3 also, so all over 13 volts, and totally happy with that. So anyway, what I was saying was got my multimeter out here when I was recording yesterday, and try to get out of that glare. Anyway, turned it on. Nothing. So when I went back into the house, I took it in there with me and popped the battery compartment open, and both the batteries were terribly corroded. I've never seen one so bad. They're just cheap batteries that came with it. Anyway, so I pulled them out and cleaned it out as good as I could, and I shot a little bit of vinegar in there, which of course boiled right up. I wanted to kill the acid and deactivate the acid, and then I sprayed it with water. Tried to get it as clean as I could, thumped it over, to keep water from going inside, which water generally doesn't hurt things unless it's got electrolytes or salt in it. Water is not really a good conductor. Anyway, then I sprayed it with WD-40 and been checking it for the last couple of days, and nothing. The light, there's a flashlight built into it. That comes on as soon as you turn it on. It's not supposed to unless you push a button, but it's on all the time unless it's in the off position. Doesn't matter which position you put it in. Still got the flashlight on. The screen comes on, but it doesn't do anything other than maybe give me a few hieroglyphics once in a while. And I've tried it, continuity, everything, And so I think it's a dead dog, and so I placed an order for another one today from Amazon, and this one's going to have the current clamp on it, so that you can test current. I've had one before, don't know what happened to it, but it only tests AC current in the clamp. This one I ordered it'll check DC and AC. And also got one that has some little alligator clips on it, because these meters, they've got the push points, that you can touch things with, but you need 3 hands, one to hold the meter and 2 to hold the prongs, the needles and the probes. And if you're working on something and you want to be fiddling around with electrical somewhere and just look at it once in a while, you can't do that without using your hands again for that. And so with little alligator clips on it, you can see it over a long period of time while you're working on something, looking for a short or whatever. So anyway, this is my multi battery charger that'll do everything, including lithium batteries. So someday when it warms up in here, I'll bring that in here and torque those up, each one of them individually. You don't want to torque them all up together because they aren't going to go up evenly. They're not even right now, and they won't be even if you put all these together and then just charge as a whole bank. It'll always be out of balance. You don't want that. Lithium likes to be in balance. Anyway, that's it for testing the batteries here. Now I've got to cut up some rubber matting to put underneath them, and it's pretty cold out here. It's only 34 degrees, so I'll do what I can. I don't want to mess with putting on the diesel heater, because this is a big bus and it'd take hours to heat it up to where it's comfortable, so there's no sense even trying. So I'll get back with you here after I get some pieces of rubber cut up. This is an early photo of the rear end of the shuttle bus back before I had the bed deck all put on and everything, and counters weren't built yet or anything. And the reason I'm showing you this, because I want to show you where the batteries are going to be, and this is probably a good clear picture of that. To be set right where the bucket is, across there, and there'll be 5 of them across there. This is the foam mat down where I was just talking about, and the batteries will be sitting right on top of that. It'll be scooched to the left a little bit so that I can use all 4 of the unistruts down below. And here you've got the 5 batteries sitting on top of the mat. I haven't scooched it to the left yet, so it's still got to be done to that. But and the batteries have got the positive poles to the back end so that they are less likely to get shorted out on something steel. as if I otherwise am shoving stuff underneath the bed there. And okay, basically that's where the batteries are going to sit with the inverter on top. This is the big inverter, the 2000 watt with a 4000 watt surge. And the wires will connect off to the left there where you see the black and the red. And that's, the same configuration what the batteries are. The negative is on this side and positives on the back side. And you got to have equal length wires. So I'll have to determine length when I'm putting the ends on them. And that puts the control on the right side of that. And I got to find out if that's got a remote. I don't see any kind of remote, and I don't want to have to be reaching way underneath there, tear my bed apart just to get to that. But maybe I can come up with some kind of a switch that I can pair it to up here on the counter. But anyway, then I've still got to put the heat blankets underneath the batteries and build a box around it. And I found more foam that I can use for insulation for the sides. Kind of like to tip the batteries up so that the bottom of them is facing the rear, because that would give me even more room. And but then my heater blankets wouldn't work as good because you'd have to have them on the bottom, which would be on the side back there, and the heat just wouldn't penetrate as well as it would if they're on the bottom and the heat radiates up, so it'd come up through the battery better. And then the 500 watt inverter, the little blue guy here, that will probably be back in this corner over here with a switch on the top of it. And then my wires can come right through the wall there just above the countertop. And they'll snake down and around and underneath and come over here and join up with these down here. And they can be longer because, they don't need to be near as heavy for 500 watts. But I want them to be true copper, 100% copper wires. And that'll put the control on this one because this one doesn't have the remote. I'll put it up here where I can turn the switch on, which will be on the top of it, back in that corner. And that'll be on almost all the time anyway, unless I'm parking the shuttle bus and be gone for any length of time, because it's got to be running if the refrigerator's running. So yeah, it's probably going to be on most all the time. It can be unplugged if I'm, parked somewhere where I've got outside electric I can put on it, or if I'm running a generator, but I don't anticipate that to be a lot of the time. Anyway, I got to figure out how to be able to switch that on and off. I don't really have any better place for it because down here I've got 3 crates that are going across there, and that's going to take up almost all that space. Battery's going to be pulled forward just a little bit so that I can put some, and they're probably going to shove this way a little bit so that this so all 4 of these unistruts can have straps going over the top. But I've got to pull it forward a little bit in order to get the unistruts available because they don't go all the way to the back of the bus. But there still should be plenty of room for the crates. I forget now how long they are this way, but I've got 24 inches at least from here to the inverter right now. And I know they're not that long. I think they were 20 inches, which gives me plenty of room to pull those forward. And I wouldn't mind that they're a bit forward anyway, because that will isolate it a little bit more from the outside cold coming through the wall. And it'll let warm air circulate, because down underneath this corner down here, I've got the rear bus heater. And that's why I left this space open here so that it can flow out. And when I'm traveling, if it's cold out like it is today, I'll probably pull this crate here out and just set it off to the side so that heat can flow through the rest of the shuttle bus. But yeah, I want a little bit of room all the way around these batteries. But I've also got to put some plywood on this end and on this end. Where'd my finger go? There we go. On this end to squeeze them together, and also front and back to squeeze them this way, and they'll be insulated with more of this rubber roofing or with that styrofoam. I'm not sure which. And then also, I want to have some air filters for the tail end of these where the fans are, so it's not sucking in dust and dirt and whatever. And I've got a whole bunch of sound deadener up here. Where'd it go? There it is. In the plastic right there. And that's it's got waffle on one side and lots of holes on the inside on all the way through it. It's kind of a sponge rubber, but you could breathe through it real easy. But I think that would get most of the particulates that might get drawn in. And I might even box in this whole area back here so that it can only draw fresh air, nothing with dust. We'll see. I got some figuring out to do because I still need to be able to draw air here to blow around these things. And it's not critical because most of the time I'm going to be in warmer areas. But we shall see. I'll figure things out. I think the next step is to determine how much wire I've got and what I need to order for this up here. I'm pretty sure I've got enough wire for that too. I just got to do some digging here because I got stuff stuffed in different places. Anyway, can't think of anything more to talk about right now, so we'll just catch you here in the next one. Today is actually Sunday, the 11th of January. So we'll catch you in a little bit here. This is my other 2000 watt inverter, and it's a lower profile, and it's actually got a remote. So instead of that big silver one that I showed you, this is the one that's going to be put on top of the batteries underneath the bed there. And I won't have to get down in there to turn the thing on and off. Took a moment out to snap a picture outdoors of the snow we got the other night. Michigan can be beautiful in the winter, but man, it gets cold out. We get a lot of snow and it could be miserable. I don't care for it. Okay, now I'd told you that I was going to show you some of the searching I've been doing in Arizona for some land. And like I've been telling you, maybe I haven't, I don't know. Anyway, my goal is to be down in the southwest part of Arizona, down near Quartzsite, Yuma, all of that federal land down there called Bureau of Land Management, BLM, and in the national forests for during the winter, be a snowbird, and to enjoy warmer weather during the winter. I'm up here in central Michigan, and it's, coming up in a couple of days, it could be -1 degree Fahrenheit. I don't like that, and then we get so much darn snow. But anyway, goal is to get down into the Arizona area for the winters, and then possibly purchase some land up in what they call high desert, which is up at a lot higher elevation than the real desert is, down in southwest Arizona. That's down almost at ocean level or sea level. And where I'm looking is it's a big area up there. It's and it's relatively flat. I mean, I'll show you some terrain pictures, but you're talking anywhere from 6,000 to 6,700 feet in elevation, and so your summers are a lot cooler up there, and not gonna be near as humid as summers up here in Michigan, but about equal weather otherwise. Maybe just a little bit warmer. But when it's dry, you can take the heat a little better than you can in heat with humidity. I mean, that just saps the strength right out of you. So here's some pictures of what I've been looking at in the area, and I'll explain them as I go through it here. Okay, this is a satellite photo of northeastern Arizona. I believe that's called the Colored Desert up there. But anyway, its real name is High Desert, and it's elevations of 5,000, 6,000, up to 6,700 feet, where the lower desert is right down at sea level. In most of it, a lot of it. Yuma is definitely at sea level, and you can see the contours of the land, the deep gullies and stuff there. Beautiful picture. And then here is Terra, what do you call it? It shows the terrain. There we go. Terrain of the same picture, and you can see the profile of the land. There's a mountain there, kind of in the upper right center, and it's just, it can be beautiful country. You get some beautiful views up there, but a lot of it's flat, and it's all pretty arid. Here we've got a picture of the same thing but zoomed in, and you can see a little white house up there in the top center, and then off to the left area, a little bit of white there. That's some kind of a compound. It's got a house and a bunch of junk around it probably. Things are pretty lax down there in Arizona, and but it's cheap land. And here it's zoomed in even closer. This is still satellite, same view, but zoomed way in to where you can see each individual bush. You can see rocks if there were any. You could see a car down there. You can see the roads, of course. You could actually see a human being standing down there if there was someone down there. I've seen pictures of that, where the guy was giving a tour of the property, and you could see him standing down there. And this is a ground level view of the property that I'm currently looking at. It's only 1 acre, but it's you can see in the background there, it's got a power pole, a couple of them, and you can see the road down there, and just left of center. And these trees are, they're 15 to 20 foot tall, some of them. And so if you put a building in there, for the most part, you won't be able to see it. But there's gaps in between the trees, like right there, that you can see from the road. And a small 1 acre parcel, you're going to be closer to the road no matter what. I'd like to get 5 acres, but don't know as I can find one, or even afford it if I can find one. But this land is pretty darn cheap. And you can see, here's another view of the interior of that acre. Pinyon pines, pine trees. Another one I can't think of starts with an L, but anyway, I'll bring it up in another video. But this one here has got pretty flat ground, no big rocks to speak of. I think I've seen a couple of them in other photos, but you can see it's open enough that you can put some buildings in there and a septic field without tearing things up too bad, and maintain your trees. And here it's this same property is on a corner, and you can see gravel road. This is a well taken care of road, and this road zigzags a couple of different roads, but it'll get you all the way out to pavement. And this is well maintained. I'd say that it's probably doesn't have a crown to it, so if it rains really heavy, it might get a little soggy, a little mucky. I don't know. It depends. I can't tell, right now. It kind of looks like it's got gravel on it, a gravel base, but you just don't know. The right side there looks like it's got more gravel than the other side. And some of your roads, are going to be less maintained. You'll have the 2 tracks even, with grass growing up in between. And here you can see a berm on the side of the road, which it's a good thing, because that'll keep your nosy people passing by from jumping that berm to drive amongst your trees and get nosy. Okay, now in my future videos, I'm going to be giving you more details about searching out lands out here in Arizona. And I'm not be going out there right away to look closely at any of these, but I've got some people out there that can go and look them over for me, tell me what kind of soil it is. And I've been talking to county officials and septic installers and pole barn builders and the electricians and zoning commissions and all that stuff to get a better feel for it. And I'm working through a realtor out there to get his input too. So I'm going to hold up on the end of this. This is the end of the video for right now. And this will be coming out this weekend. And it is, what is this? Can't see. The 15th, which is Thursday of January. Sorry about that. I had to look at my watch, and in the dark, you know, it's hard to read those little tiny numbers. Anyway, yeah, so the future videos are going to be probably half and half of building on the electrical system in my shuttle bus. And the other half will be talking about land purchases, because you might want to do some of this yourself. I'll be talking about every bit of it, you know, the search, all the stuff. I won't get into exact areas or anything because everybody wants privacy of where they're going to be located. Just like the two friends that I've got out there that are actually got land out there. You know, they don't want to tell anybody where they're at, because then people start going out there and bothering them, and it just doesn't work out good. Just like I don't give you my exact location here in Michigan. So hope you enjoy this video. I'd like you to like the video, share it, and to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, get her done, because then you can get all of my videos as they come up. You get notifications of it, but you gotta touch the white bell. After you touch subscribe, you gotta touch the white bell, and then you'll see another one that's black. You gotta touch that one, and that'll give you all my videos coming up. Like I say, this is a 31st video, so you got a lot you can go back on and see my build as I've been doing it, and all the innovations that I've put into this shuttle bus. It's a bunch. It's a bunch. It's not the fanciest. I'm not going for fancy. I'm going for function, but I love function. Okay, we'll see you. Thanks a lot. Love you. I appreciate you watching my videos. And like I say, push the like button, a thumbs up, subscribe, push the black bell, and share. Thanks.